Okay, so here's your swim video. First thing we look at is the tempo of the stroke, and that looks pretty good. Nice rhythm to it. You notice the camera getting splashed there, and that's something we'll come back to with that left arm as it exits the water. So what we're looking for here is a nice low head, and as you can see, slightly higher than we'd like. Elbows quite high, particularly on that right arm, that's good. On the left arm, slightly collapses as the hand enters the water, and that's something we can look at as we go through. And there you can see that hand could be slightly in front of where it is at the moment, but there's a nice, quite a nice high elbow during that recovery on the right hand side. Okay, again you can see head position slightly high. This is what I was talking about. That hand is flicking out as it exits the water, and it's coming out quite short. It should be really pushing right to the back of the stroke. And again, there's certain drills that we can implement that will look to work towards improving that. Okay, pushing off the wall. Head is quite high, all that frontal area is resistant, so we need to get those that head tucked lower. And looking at this, yeah, you can see how the hand is going in. You can see, yeah, it sort of needs to be slightly flatter in the water. That's quite good on the left-hand side, but again, on the right-hand side, you can see it sort of slashing down into the water rather than holding it at the front of the stroke. Looking at your breathing, yep, that looks pretty good. Okay, so moving the camera back, and this is where we can see slight kicking from the knees. Body position is actually reasonable. Could do with being slightly more horizontal. Good ankle flexibility. That's brilliant the way the toes are pointing back. Quite unusual to see that. Okay, front of the stroke. Again, you can pick up that head position just a little bit high, and also the amount of splash that you're creating on that left hand. And that's all turbulence. But what we can begin to see here is that hand crossing over the front of your body line. I want to try and eliminate that, so the hand is going into the water in front of your shoulder, not crossing under the body line at all. And you can see, if you look at that left arm, begin to get a hint of what's happening under the water. That left arm sweeping right underneath your body, which I think is something that we talked about on the session on Wednesday. Again, good tempo, nice stroke rhythm. And if we freeze the camera there, you can see, and you'll see it underwater more clearly, how that's sweeping underneath your body line. Okay, so under the water. Okay, again, you can see the angles there's pretty good. We're looking between 110 and 120, but on that left arm, it's sweeping right under your body, whereas the right arm, that's quite nice. So that's definitely something we would need to work on. There you can see that's a good angle. It's slightly crossing, but we're looking between 110 and 120. It certainly looks better than that left arm, as you can see. Head position looking forward, that's quite nice. All good there. And actually there's not as much turbulence under the water as I was expecting. Often you'll see a whole sleeve of bubbles down the arm, but that's not the case. Speeding up here. Good rhythm, good tempo, but we just need to make sure we don't lose that front of the stroke where we catch the water. Okay, this is the shot, the angle that nobody likes, overhead. So what we can see firstly, again, you can see that right arm rather, entering just slightly in front of your head. And you can see, again, this left arm, what I was talking about, where it's quite a strange angle, and that's flicking the water. So we need to make sure we press all the way to the back. Legs, you can see there, quite a nice rhythmic leg kick, but in a minute I think if we freeze the camera we'll see that we can work towards those legs not being quite as splayed, so we're looking for almost being able to brush our heels. But anyway, we can go through this a little bit more detail when we have our next session, but it's just a little snapshot of some of the initial thoughts in the stroke. Okay, speak soon.